Do you hear that? You mustn't have your volume up. That was Kutcher Edwards introducing Making of a Musician, Episode 1, Season 2, featuring me, Christy, the host. If you like this video, it's very embarrassing. So you should listen to it just to help me feel better about myself. Before I go on, I'd first like to pay my respects to the Aboriginal and First Nation people and the Torres Strait Islanders who may be watching today. I acknowledge their connection to land, culture, and community, and I pay respect to all elders, current and past. And I really love the fact that they don't, as far as I know, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders don't see land as a possession. They see it as something that is a part of them and something to be cared for and taken very seriously. So it's Reconciliation Week and it's called All In. And so I thought it would be a good day to talk a little bit about Kutcher Edwards, as in April I got to go see his shindig called 60 Cycles Around the Sun at the Recital Hall in Melbourne, and it was fantastic. And I got this face mask, and he had some friends and everyone come along, and he's a proud muddy yoda yoda nari nari songman, and he's born in New South Wales. And like Kev Carmody, who my episode's dedicated to, Ruby Hunter and Archie Roach, who I talk about in my episode as well. They were all removed from their family. They're part of the stolen generation because it was thought at that time they would have been better off living with white people and learning white people ways than knowing their own culture, which is very sad. But we're lucky to have people like Kutcher and Archie, Ruby and Kev to tell us their stories. And Archie's a Guntijimara man, and he comes from down where I'm from. And there's another one called Travis Lovett that you should look out for. He's not a musician, but he's just done this amazing walk for truth from my hometown, Portland, where there were some atrocities, up to Canberra to tell Canberra about those. And Archie talks about the stolen generation in his song called They Took the Children Away. And he also got this great song called From Paradise, and that's about Ruby and her story and what happened to her when she was taken away, and also how they met, which is pretty cute. So you should listen to that song. The main reason why I started my podcast again, though, was because of a pianist called Jason Gillen, who've never met. Just putting that out there. He played a song in 2024 by a composer called Connor Donetto. Connor. Anyway, you can hear about that in my episode a bit more. But basically, the MSO and Jason are in court, the Melbourne Symphony Orchestra, in court because they sacked him after he dedicated or talked about the dedication of the song or what the song was about. A song called Witness, which was that we're all bearing witness to a lot of death, especially at the time. And there's a lot of journalists that have been killed. And so he dedicated his song to the journalists that have been killed in Gaza. And we know there's only one person who's killing journalists in Gaza, or one country. And he is now being persecuted for saying that's not neutral enough. In Australia, only 1% of court cases get to actual court, go to trial. So it's a really stressful deal, and he's been in court for the last 2 weeks. And I really hope you can all go read his Chuff campaign update and really pay attention to what's happening to him, because for musicians, we're all at risk of our freedom of expression under these new fascist regimes that are coming out about, and billionaires and people not wanting to hear our voices. So it's really important to support independent artists, which I hope to do on my podcast. Have a listen to some of the protest music. You know, Jason's not the first person to talk about music that's been about protests, Pete Seeger and the Weavers had that song Round Round Hitler's Grave. Midnight Oil basically did all their songs that are political. And I think you'll find out even Chopin did. Anyway, listen to my episode. Thanks for listening. See ya.